On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And if you're watching this, you probably can tell we are at Madison's house today.
We are in my living room. We have the whole setup because...
Well, I haven't had power in a couple of days, and so I'm here to record. I'm here to charge all of my things and enjoy what it's like to have electricity. Yeah.
Light bulbs.
Well, you don't even realize. Well, first of all, the fucking chaos in Southern California right now. Obviously, we're both safe. We're away from the fires. Both of our cities that we live in are
We're in
not
the red
affected.
flag areas.
Yeah.
But
as of right now, knock on wood, we are safe from any sort of fire damage. My power was shut off preemptively.
Yes, which is so smart, but such an inconvenience.
It's not.
But also, we just got on our phone evacuation notices and looked at each other like, fuck. And then they sent another one like, please disregard.
Yeah,
that was it's like, oh my God.
And one thing after the other. Obviously, losing power is very inconvenient, but it's nothing in comparison to what everyone is experiencing right now who are close to the fires or in the midst of it. It's
cities are leveled. Like the Pacific Palisades is leveled.
It feels like dystopian and hard to take in. It's obviously such a tragedy, but just like we know people who have been affected by these fires who have lost their homes. We know
their
people.
Kids' schools have burned down. Like everything.
Some of you guys have written to us, to me on Instagram, talking about how you've lost your homes. And we're obviously happy to help in any way. You guys can always email us, obitpod@gmail.com, or, tag us and things that we can share. But it's just like really strange to see these places that we've been to a million times or that we have, so many memories in that are just gone now. It's just it's so upsetting.
It's something like living in California. You know that earthquakes happen and you know that wildfires do happen. Every couple years there's always a big one. Well, there's the big
Paradise Fire up in Northern California by Chico. There's been a lot.
The fact that the winds have carried embers into neighborhoods that you never thought would be affected and whole neighborhoods are wiped out has just been devastating to see.
Mind-blowing. And I think just seeing how unprepared these areas are, that even extremely wealthy areas, which is also, a whole fucking misconception online.
Sit back for this.
There's so many people that live in these neighborhoods and work in these neighborhoods who aren't part of, the wealthy elite. But then even if you are of the wealthy elite, someone's house burning down is sad regardless of their socioeconomic standing. And I think it's just we live in just a fucking dystopian world. But I'm even seeing cities that have this much wealth and celebrity power behind them don't have the preparedness, and that's on the government, that's on everything. It's just really upsetting.
Scary.
It
really, really makes you refocus and realize holy shit, life and things are so fleeting. You think you're safe.
Yeah, we've both probably been glued to the footage, just watching everyone just ditch their cars in the middle of the it's just a shock. It's a shock, I think. And this is the day that we're recording. As of right now, nothing's been contained either. And so it's really scary. And I just really hope that they're able to get some sort of containment.
I know. I was looking up like what it means for it to be contained. Like how is it 0% contained? And I guess containment means like at least one part of it has like a stop to it.
Yeah.
Like it
and
doesn't
just
necessarily
doesn't.
mean it's out, but like nothing, like I don't even know if they know where to hit it. And then the St. Wilson or whatever fire that's knocking out or could knock out all of the like
the
radio
broadcasting towers.
Yes.
Everything. Yeah. It's
And there are people that still have landlines and still rely on the radio and
it's just scary. It's
I know.
we both were like, we have to talk about it, but obviously we're also here to take your minds off of it. But we'll continue, sharing sources and whatever we can. But yeah, we're heartbroken for everyone out there who's just going through it.
I know. So sad. Even just being far away from it, our skies are so gray. There's so many advisories, like health advisories for breathing in.
Well,
like
the ash everywhere.
ash.
It's, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, nothing
Nothing
in comparison
compared, I
to
know.
what people are dealing with out there right now.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like I fully was prepared. Like I'm looking at my notes now for this episode, and I had last weekend, I just, it's been a lot. It's been a very chaotic few months and like moving during the holidays and just so much going on. God, it feels so trivial to talk about anything else, but
I know it's fucking hard to
but-
not
No.
be so in it.
But I wanted to talk about mental health anyway because I was talking to you about it this weekend. I know I called you on Sunday and I'm like, dude, I've had 2 days of just doing nothing, and it was the first time in so many months that I've had 2 days in a row that
Yeah.
just like I can do nothing, and just what a mental charge that was for me and like
Yeah.
how good I felt. And it's so dumb. I was talking to my therapist about it on Monday, and she's like, rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity, which is something that I think is just so important for everyone to remember. Like,
Yeah.
you're not rewarding yourself by like resting. It's like, no, my body needs
No,
this. Our
you
bodies need
it.
this.
Yes.
Um,
It's the whole like you got to put the mask on your face first in the airplane.
yeah, no, I
You know what I
you're
mean?
saying,
You know what I'm
yeah.
trying to say?
Yeah. I do know what you're trying to say. Oh, but so I had therapy, but before I went to therapy, I came and met you after your workout, and we had
Yes.
a lunch date, and we called each other after, and we were laughing because we're like, well, what are we, friends? Like,
Well, yeah, you texted me like, okay, like I'm gonna come tomorrow. Like, do you want to meet it? Da, 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 da. And usually we're like, all right, let's go. Okay,
yeah,
see you
yeah.
there.
It
Like,
just
I
felt
don't know,
like
so formal.
Yeah, like us sitting and having lunch together. I was laughing. Well, because I was just like, that's so not we're so much closer than that it was so like bizarre to have this formal fucking sit down with
I
each
know.
other. But it was a great lunch.
Yeah, I loved it.
Normal.
Ladies who lunch.
Ladies who
I
lunch.
think we're gonna order from that place.
Oh my God, I know. I'm so excited. Yeah, but I feel like, so just remember, if you are feeling insane, think about, have I rested lately?
Yeah, gee, yeah. No, nobody gets enough rest
No.
at all.
God, just important things.
Yeah, I didn't have. Oh, I watched Frankie and Hot Dog on Friday. You guys went to Disneyland.
Oh yeah, my sister and her husband and Leo, my nephew, were in town because for Christmas I gave them Disneyland as a present. And so they came down and stayed with us, and we went to Disneyland, and that was before
Leo.
my rest. That was on Friday.
Yeah.
I rested Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, it was so cute. I mean, he's at more of a fun age because we went in May for his first birthday, and he was like definitely looking around a lot. But I feel like now he's at like kind of like a responsive age. He can run around on the ground. So it was a lot more fun this time, I would say,
Good.
to take him. Yeah. So the champ came, and it was such a good time.
Well, I had a great time with the babies.
You babysat.
Frankie is so cute. She's such a good girl.
She's so sweet.
And then this week was my week of returning stuff, like getting everything.
You had a lot of returns.
I had a lot of returns, like from over the holidays, like just getting all of that stuff done.
Why don't you have Diet Coke?
Was so nice. We ran
Sorry.
out. I know.
I was just wondering.
I know. We have Diet 7-Up. We have Diet Dr. Pepper.
I don't know. I don't like any diet thing, but Diet Coke.
But Diet Coke.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd rather just have regular. So please remember that next time you host me at your house.
Okay, I'll remember
Really
that.
offended.
I'll remember that. The only other like highlight of my week
Oh yeah, sorry.
was Cisco and I were driving. We were running errands, and it was like 10 a.m. We were like, oh, I think there's a Benihana over here. Like, man, I really want to get Benihana. Like, we haven't had it in a while. And then we both looked at each other and we're like, should we do it? And we were there before they opened. They opened at 11.
Yeah, picture.
On a Wednesday. No, a Tuesday.
I was sitting at home and I started getting text of you getting rice flung into your mouth. And I'm like, oh my God, it is 11 o'clock.
It was so fun.
Tell them about the picture.
Oh my God. Okay, well, first of all, the reason I bring that up is that Benihana doesn't have Coke products. And I think that's
Oh, are they
a shame.
Pepsi?
They're Pepsi. I know.
Sorry, Geoffs. We are strong Coke people in this house.
Yeah, and Costco is changing their Pepsi products to Coke products,
Thank
so
God.
you can get a hot dog and a Coca-Cola for
As you
$1.50
should be.
or whatever.
Oh, we're going to talk about hot dogs today in my episode.
What do you mean? Yum.
Well, you have to wait till the end.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, that's not true. I almost did a dumb criminal that was a woman who threw a hot dog at someone, but I didn't end up doing
So now
that.
we're not going to talk about it?
Well, let's talk about hot dogs. Let's have hot dog chat because North Korea just banned hot dogs.
Well, wait a second. I have to tell my picture story at Benihana.
Oh my God, sorry.
At Benihana, the chef leaves. Our chef was great, by the way. He was so funny. We were laughing up a storm with him. But at the end, the host came over and we were sitting with like 3 other women. Like we were the only people in Benihana.
Were you like talking to the women while you were there?
No, not
Okay.
really. Like they were, I don't know.
That makes this weirder, actually.
Weirder. And so we're sitting there and then the guy comes over, the host, and is like, okay, getting a picture. And so Cisco and I are like, okay, I guess we're getting in a picture with everyone. And we like lean over like, cheese. And the waiter or the host looks at us like, just them. Like they're paying for it. And
You like
Cisco-
got in someone else's
and
picture.
we looked crazy, by the way, like because we had just gone to the dump to drop stuff. Like we were just running errands. So like I was in my dog walking clothes. Wild. Okay, let's talk about hot dogs. Where'd they ban them?
North Korea.
I mean,
They've banned everything, I feel like. They banned hot dogs, leather jackets, and I
Well,
think
is it
blue jeans.
is it an animal activism thing?
No.
Oh, but blue jeans are denim.
Yeah.
Why?
I think like anything American, maybe they just want to ban.
Okay.
But yeah,
Oh, damn.
I know. But no hot dogs.
Oh, it's a sad day. I love a hot dog. I was cleaning out my bookmarks yesterday,
Okay.
which I have close to 1,000 of them.
Bookmarks?
You know bookmarks on your...
Oh, on your computer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I thought you were talking about bookmarks that like go in a book. And I'm like, oh, okay. Please.
I have a whole collection. I'm a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, excuse me. I had no idea you were
No.
such a voracious reader. You needed 1,000 bookmarks.
No, the bookmarks on your computer.
Uh-huh.
And I was like just going through them because anytime I find an article I think will relate to the show, I always bookmark it.
Okay.
I was looking through it and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I haven't fucking talked about this yet. I feel like I might have told you about it a while ago, but this is from CNN. And you guys, I had to know this. Now you guys have to know this. This is from last February. It says, man found carrying mummy in a food delivery bag in Peru. A mummy estimated to be between 600 to 800 years old was discovered in a food delivery cooler bag by Peruvian police over the weekend. This story's wild.
God, a food delivery bag.
Okay. Police told CNN that the mummified remains were found with 3 men who were drinking in a deserted park in the Peruvian city of Puno on Saturday afternoon. A 26-year-old man had a delivery bag labeled Pedidos Ya Inside, they found a mummy. Senior Agent Marco Antonio Ortega, who is a spokesperson for Puno's region's national police, told CNN. Pedidos Ya is a Latin American food delivery app. Images of the discovery showed the mummy in a fetal position inside the red delivery
How'd he
bag.
get in there?
The 26-year-old man, identified by news agency as Julio Cesar Bermejo, said he named the remains Juanita when speaking to local media and described them as, quote, like my spiritual girlfriend.
Oh my God.
Quote, at home, she's in my room. She sleeps with me. I take care of her, he said in a video.
And he just brings her around in a bag. She looks happy.
I know.
Smiling.
I guess he brings her around in a bag. The mummy is in fact believed to be an adult male and presumed to be from the eastern area. Oh no! Several mummies have previously been found in Peru. I still don't think that we know how he got a hold of Juanita.
That's alarming.
But yeah, he carries her around and
I'm carrying your love with.
in a little DoorDash bag, basically. Is that wild?
Yes.
But she's good.
Yeah,
She's fine.
having a mummified body in a delivery bag is wild.
She's taken care of.
I mean,
She does look happy.
She's a girl on the go. That's what I'll say.
On the go.
I think, personally, taking someone's human remains and just carrying them around in a delivery bag is kind of asshole behavior.
Well, yep. Some would say that.
And speaking of, I think we should move into some assholes.
Okay.
And this first one says, am I the asshole for not telling my mother that her ex-mother-in-law passed away?
Okay.
To keep a long story short, my, male 25, mother, female 60, has been divorced from my father, male 60, for 14 years. They still have a bitter, rocky relationship because my father met a new woman about 12 years ago. 2 years after the divorce, give it up. My mom harasses my dad to this day with emails, texts from fake numbers, and legal threats to try and get more money out of my dad. She's even stalked his new girlfriend late at night.
Betty Broderick.
Oh, yeah, she's going to drive through that front door. So these two don't talk, don't go near each other. My grandmother, my father's mother, passed away. I was not going to tell my mother about this news. I told my father it should come from him if he wanted to reopen the channel of communication, seeing as though nobody wanted her at the funeral on my father's side and I wanted to respect their wishes. Unfortunately, a mutual friend of my two parents was at the funeral and called my mother to inform her about everything and blew the lid off, which resulted in my mother calling me a liar and she didn't trust me and a whole bunch of other nasty words. She said I didn't do the right thing. I feel like I did. So am I the asshole?
No.
No, your mom sounds like a fucking nut
Yeah,
job.
I think that you were absolutely trying to protect everybody else.
In that scenario.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
The mom is unhinged.
Unhinged.
Like final
I want to know her.
boss
I want to meet her.
of clearance. Yeah, me too.
Okay, this next one says, am I the asshole for telling a friend that I can't be there after her F buddy died?
I can't be there after her fuck buddy died.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't say fuck. I said F buddy.
Oh. Are you?
I was like, yeah,
You too.
I'm really buttoned up. No. My friend started seeing a guy who told her he was married and had kids. He just wanted a sexual relationship. She was okay with that, she said. 6 months later, she was mad that he didn't want to leave his wife for her, and she went to tell his wife. So that ended their little setup, but his wife forgave him. All of that is crazy, by the way. 4 years later, my friend contacts him again on Facebook. She apologizes and tells him that now she's ready for just a sexual relationship. Everything's going great until 6 months later, after a quick morning session, he tells my friend he's not feeling well. He drives home and dies after getting home. My friend finds out because she doesn't hear from him for some days and calls a mutual friend of theirs who tells her. She is hysterical when she calls me. And I get that it's a shock. His wife has found their secret messages on the phone. My friend finds out the date of his burial and she insists she's going to the funeral.
Oh my God. Okay.
I tell her not to and she attends. His sister tells her to go home.
Uh-huh.
Every time we talk, she's talking about him and how she's visiting his grave and is leaving little trinkets and hearts and frames by his grave. I asked her if she thought about how his wife and kids might feel about this, but she insists that she's in mourning and this is her way of dealing with it. I might be insensitive, but I tell her I find it disrespectful. And that if that was her husband, would she want her dead husband's fuck buddy doing that? So in her words, I'm insensitive and probably an asshole. I'm just confused when she had told me many times that their rendezvous was just sex and that's all she wanted. So am I the asshole for wanting to put some distance between myself and this friend and not being there for her as much as I probably would have if it was a different friend or family member who had died?
I don't think they're the asshole. I think I would probably put some distance there too if I were in that situation.
In general, I would. Here's the thing. There's all these different layers to affairs. But like if someone is married with kids and like is actively in their marriage.
And you knowingly know that.
Yeah, I think it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Because there's like ones where it's like two people are married for a really long time and they're like essentially just not a couple and then they kind of don't ask, don't tell. Or there's open relationships. I mean, there's all kinds of relationships, but like I think I just don't like sneakiness.
Yeah, no. I don't
And regardless, like, do you? That's your arrangement. But all consenting adults.
But in death.
Well, actually, the wife's not consenting to that.
The wife's not consenting, and I don't think you get the same privileges as the wife in death.
No, if you're like the secret side piece, I don't think you should show up to the funeral.
No,
ever.
or leave trinkets at the grave.
No, or if you are going to go to the funeral, you sit in a red dress in the very back.
And you cause a scene.
Yes, you make it a moment. You say, how can I make this about me?
Yeah. Oh, I would fight if I were the wife.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'd just like, you need to leave.
Yeah.
Or I would get up in front of everyone and I'd be like,
his mistress.
I'd be like,
here.
I'm not sure what happened. He got so sick that day after being with his mistress, and there she is.
Maybe accuse
there she
her of like poison or something.
Everyone has pitchforks now.
Yep.
And they're all, shame.
Witch.
She's a witch.
Yeah.
Yep. What did she do? We don't know.
We don't know, but yeah, I don't think this friend is an asshole.
No, I mean,
I'm not saying that the
it also wasn't that they weren't even having an affair for that long. It sounds like they just rekindled it, and then a couple months went by, and then he died.
Yeah. But I think that of course the homewrecker deserves to.
Of course, the fucking whore deserves to have her moment of grief. But
well, yeah, she deserves to mourn, right? Everybody deserves the
You can't
chance
take
to
that
mourn.
away, but you can't be present like that.
Yeah, and you don't have to be at her beck and call and be there. When you
Don't
play
put things at
stupid
her
games,
grave.
you win stupid prizes. I'm sorry.
Bloop. Why is everyone fucking act surprised by shit? Like, that's the thing that really gets me always, is when people do something that it's like, hey, this is not what society says is a good thing to do. Why are you shocked at the consequences?
And why are you pretending, and I've seen this so many times, like, oh, I'm cool with just sex. I'm cool with it. No, you're not. No, you're not. I know a few people that I think can be, like, but I think for the most part, it's like, no, you get attached. Somebody gets attached.
There's feeling, I don't know, maybe. But you and I will say this in other people's defense, we are so, like, not conservative at all as people, but with relationship stuff, I feel like we're both very, like, anti-cheat. Like, I don't think we're very, like, exploratory people.
No.
I think we're both, like,
monogamous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boring, but that's what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
I don't want a bunch of people. I can barely handle one husband. I can't have, a bunch of people running around.
A bunch of them. Oh, God.
I love to be alone, too, so.
Oh, my God. I know. It's like, affair? No thanks. Alone.
A fair? I don't even like to go to the fair. Are you kidding me? I don't.
You don't like the fair?
No.
I love a fair.
I don't like to be everywhere.
What's... Ugh.
I don't like a fair. I think...
What? Hot dogs? You want to talk about fair food?
Yeah.
You want to talk about looking at people? You want to talk about...
I love all of that.
People watching?
I do.
You want to talk about a petting zoo?
No,
wanna
I
talk
don't
about a
like a
Ferris-
petting zoo. I think that's sad.
Girl, get fucked.
Girl,
Anyway.
I don't like to be walking around in big crowds, and I don't like a music festival either.
Girl,
I get nauseous on everything. You think I want a fair ride?
you like an amusement park?
Barely.
No.
Barely.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, there's Madison. She's always at an amusement park. No, I go when I take my nieces and nephews, and then I like haunted stuff. When have I ever any other thing? We went on that Harry Potter at Universal, and I almost puked my brains out, covered my eyes the whole time.
I swear to God, I moved and you became a different person.
Oh, look who's talking.
I swear to God, I moved and you became a different person.
Girl, you moved and became a different person.
Don't put it on me because I'm putting it on you.
Well, you moved. You're different.
Oh, okay. I move away and suddenly she doesn't like fairs anymore.
He's different.
You're going to Benihana at 11 a.m.
And that's different.
and you don't like fairs.
I would, if I could do that every single day of my life, I'd do that. Wait, I'm up first this week, but I have an update on something. I want to read a listener email.
Okay, I'll allow it. I'll allow it just this once.
Oh, okay. And it's you'll know who it's from because it says, "Hello, Spencer and Madison and significant others and puppies, of course. Don't share my name, but I'm a funeral director / embalmer in Sacramento, California. And earlier in the year, I told you guys about the frigid fluid embalming seminar in Long
Oh my
Beach.
God, yes, we wanted to go.
I'm back on my bullshit again to report live from Funeral Land. I was listening to the part of the episode where you were talking about missing decedent Jesse Peterson from Mercy San Juan.
Oh my God, yes.
We have picked up from this hospital before, and while I haven't had this exact experience, I will tell you that incredibly often people will die in a hospital and the hospital will never reach out to the funeral home.
Damn.
And they will release to a third-party holding facility, often within 1 day of dying.
Do you think it's probably because it's like cheaper or because they're like harvesting organs or what?
I don't know. Let me explain what this means for me as a funeral director. A family member will call the funeral home expecting me to know that their loved one has passed because they put my funeral home on all of the hospital release information in the hospital room. More often than not, the family members call us 1 to 2 days later expecting to make an appointment only to find out that we have no idea their loved one has passed. After I have spoken to the family, I have to ask them all the information about their loved ones once more and have them sign a release for the hospital. Then I have to contact the hospital, chase down either a nursing supervisor or security or decedent affairs, depending on who handles deceased patient releases at which hospital. Then after finding the correct individual to speak to, I will ask if they are in their care, and 9 out of 10 times they have already been released to a third-party holding facility without ever telling the mortuary that the patient has passed away.
That's so fucking wild
I know.
to me.
Then I have to coordinate pickup from that holding facility, and the family is often left in the dark and wondering why it is taking so long to get their loved one into our care. It is honestly pretty frustrating. Anyway, this exact scenario has happened to me twice this week, where I had to chase down my deceased person and explain to their family what was going on. We do it, we're good at it, but it doesn't make it easy and it doesn't feel right to have to do that. And just so you guys know, it's not limited to just Sacramento. It happens
I'm sure.
in any hospital.
I'm sure.
With a small morgue or none at all, but it can be a little scary and leave room for someone like Jesse to be lost. And don't get me started on doctors' response times to attesting a death certificate record. I really feel a lot for her family, and that's terrible what happened to her. We really do our best in this field to keep track of where everybody is and make sure that they are laid to rest properly and as quickly as possible. I'm a huge fan and I love you guys so much. You get me through my commute every day. I did get the Big Hot Book of Death on audiobook for driving, embalming, or otherwise, and it's all obituary or cult leader all day.
Hell yeah. Love you for
Love
that.
you.
And thanks for like the insight.
Thank you for the insight, and thank you for telling us about that seminar in Long Beach, the frigid fluid.
We tried.
We tried to go, but we tried to get tickets, but we were nervous that they weren't going to let us in because we weren't professional. So,
Yep.
but maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Yeah. I would like to look into like the holding facilities, maybe as a coffin spinner one
Yes.
week.
Uh-huh.
We'll see. But I am up first this week. So, Spencer, that means you should have a little side bitch for us.
I do. And I'm pulling it up right now because it is on TikTok.
Oh.
Okay, this is from someone named Jen Hamilton. I'm just going to play the TikTok.
Okay.
So last Tuesday, I got a call from my dad around 10 o'clock in the morning. He said, I need you to get over here right now. He wanted me to come over to my grandmother's house. So 9 months ago, my grandmother was given 24 hours to live. I stayed with her all night long in the hospital. I held her hand the whole time. She was unresponsive at that time. That next morning, I was feeling her move, and I was like, hey. And she's like, hey, good morning. I was like, girl, you are here. And then she got up and went to the bathroom. I was like, okay, we're doing this. So she wasn't expected to make it through the night, but she made it to the next day, and then they discharged her to the hospice house. And they told us that they still expected her to pass over the next day or so. So the next morning, she is up eating a bowberry biscuit. So at that point, we started calling her the possum lady because that's what she was. During her time at the hospice house, we hosted 2 birthday parties there. Look at how elegant. I mean, she's so elegant. And she bought a house. She used to live way out in the boonies, but she bought the house right next to my parents so she could live her possum life there. And while she was still in the hospice house, we started decorating her house to get ready for her to come home. She loved my kitchen cabinets, which are green, and only wanted half of them green, so I painted her kitchen cabinets green. This was her socializing at the nurse's station at the hospice house. So about 9 months ago, she lovingly got kicked out of the hospice house to continue hospice care at home. Welcome home. Beautiful. And because she only lives like 3 miles from me, I bring her her favorite Chick-fil-A macaroni and cheese. She loves that stuff, man. I just want to point out how absolutely drop-dead gorgeous she is at 83. With all of her own teeth, might I add. I feel like that's bonus points. But over the last 9 months, we've had several times of them saying, okay, this is it. And last Tuesday was another time of them saying, okay, this is it. I went over and found her completely unconscious, with agonal respirations. And as a nurse, I told my dad, like, this is it. Okay. So then we called hospice and we're like, hey, can you please come? And they came over there so quick, and we switched all of her meds from like her normal meds to like comfort meds to help with her breathing and stuff. So they put her on a schedule of different meds, and they were going to go get some supplies. And so I stayed there, and several hours later, it was time for her, or a few hours later, it was time for her next dose. And it was just like oral, kind of like under the tongue situation, since she wasn't awake to swallow. And I knew that she wasn't responsive to me, so I like rubbed her head, and I was like, hey, Mimi, I've got some medicine for you. And her mouth was open, so I just squirted the medicine inside. So this is what happened, okay? I squirt the medicine, and she goes, well, good morning. I said, girl, you gotta quit doing this to me. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, we thought you were a goner. Again, I said, you were unconscious. You were not breathing well. And she said, well, if that was the case, you should have called hospice. I was like, we have. They've been here. I changed your whole bed with them. You did not wake up. We called the pastor. She said, you're kidding. She then proceeded to socialize with all of the family members and pastor and social worker and hospice people that we had called, because it was the end. Just like a queen greeting her royal subjects. I've said goodbye to this lady so many times. But Friday, I said goodbye to her one last time. And like, I felt like that was it. But even then, she was with it and beautiful. She moved back to the hospice house right after this picture was taken. And she did not even spend one night there. It was her time. I was tasked with writing her obituary. Never done that before. I did get a little help from ChatGPT, but I am very proud of it. So I don't even know what you put in an obituary, but this is what we got. Carolyn Hodgen, known affectionately as Mimi to her grandchildren, passed away on January 4th, 2025 at the hospice house. Born in the same town on her birthday, she lived a life rooted in love, family, and a deep sense of home. Carolyn was a woman of simple joys and unwavering devotion, a devoted wife to my papa, whom she married on their anniversary. She built a life alongside him, marked by resilience and adaptability as they navigated countless moves for his career as an engineer. Despite the many places they lived, Carolyn ensured their home, wherever it was, remained a sanctuary of love and comfort. While she thrived in almost every environment, she made sure to let us know that Montana was not her favorite. And we do like the survived by, whatever. Known for her southern grace and hospitality, Carolyn's home was a haven for friends and family alike. Her love for hosting was evident in her grandchildren's poolside birthday celebrations at her home, where decorations were always thoughtfully placed for every season. At Christmas, her house on whatever road became a landmark adorned with a towering flagpole Christmas tree, its radiant lights visible to those driving by and a source of delight for the community. She loved that tree. Carolyn's hands were rarely still. She nurtured flower boxes that added vibrant color to her home, crocheted treasures for loved ones, and filled her kitchen with the aroma of southern dishes like collard greens and cornbread. Even in her later days, when her energy waned, Carolyn could still muster the strength for a trip to her favorite thrift stores, where she found joy in uncovering hidden treasures and giving them new life. Mimi had a decent number of dollars, but every single birthday present you got was from Salvation Army. She loved a deal, okay? She loved a deal. That's probably why she had several dollars, you know? Carolyn was also an observer of life, recording her thoughts, memories, and reflections in her journals. Though she never explicitly told us not to read them, we won't. Out of respect and maybe a little healthy fear for what's inside. In addition to decades of written firsthand experiences in her journals, her family relied on her as a family historian as she thoughtfully saved every news article, photograph, and card, ensuring that no memory was lost. Carolyn's life was a tapestry of moments both tender and vibrant. Beneath her demure demeanor, she had a spark that surprised those who didn't know her well, like the time she attended a Cheap Trick and Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. She was a woman full of grace, but never without a touch of spunk. She told me at that Red Hot Chili Peppers concert that he was just wearing a sock. One sock. She was a light to her family, her community, and all who were fortunate enough to know her. Sorry. Carolyn Hodgen's legacy will live on in the heart she touched and the love that she so freely gave. I am forever grateful for those 9 months. And even though I said goodbye to her over and over and over because of her possum antics, it still feels weird, you know, that I don't get that chance again. So last Tuesday.
Oh,
Isn't that so sweet?
so sweet. That's such a great, like, she commemorated her so well.
I just love hearing people talk about their loved ones like that.
I do too.
Yeah, it's sweet to hear other people read their families' members' obituaries too, because obviously it's so much more emotionally impactful.
Totally. Yeah. It is such a personal thing.
Yeah.
You know?
So I thought that was sweet.
I thought that was lovely.
I love that she called her a possum too. And it sounds like she had some like terminal lucidity too. Like
That's what I was thinking at first.
sounds like she had it a few times.
Maybe. Well, I think
I
when we covered it, it can go on for a long
Yeah.
period of time.
Very sweet though.
Wow. Being in hospice, getting kicked out of hospice, going back. What a cool sounding lady, though.
Yeah, really cool.
Oh.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to hear what had you spinning in your coffin this week.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week, girly?
All right, Geoffs and girly girl.
Hey.
I am going to be so real right now. I feel like we are almost unhealthily optimistic, you know? We are very, very optimistic people.
Like toxic.
Like toxic. Like
optimism.
we can spin it, and I think that's a superpower, truly.
Yeah.
But as we kind of discussed in the beginning of this show, like it's been crazy the last few days, and I feel like the last few days of the beginning of this year, basically 2025, feels cursed.
Oh my God, why would you even say that?
It feels
Knock on wood.
cursed.
It's not cursed for me.
However, curses have been around since the beginning of time.
I don't like this intro.
So somehow it brings a little comfort. It feels gross, but I'm not saying all of 2025 has to be cursed, just this first week.
Okay.
But it brings me comfort that curses have been around forever. Okay? So it's fine. We're all going to be fine, okay? But that is what I'm going to talk about today is curses part 2. Okay.
Okay.
Are you guys proud of me for doing a part 2 of something?
Yes.
Doing it, said I was going to do it, sticking to my word. So
She's back.
curses part 2.
Part 2.
Now, if you've listened to our episode from, it was a few years ago, it was episode 57 or something that I did
Jeez.
curses. It was, I think when this comes out, it'll be our 4-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah, around then. It was
then.
like the end of January, like our
Yeah.
Patreon anniversary.
Yeah, which feels so crazy. But in that episode, you heard us talk all about King Tut and like the insane curses surrounding King Tut. There were so many people linked to that. And it's always interesting to me to hear of the curses surrounding mummies because to me it makes sense. Like, yeah, you go and fucking disturb someone's resting place.
Yeah, we should like get more into mummy movies because I feel like we would love them.
Yeah.
We love like a curse tied to a mummy. Like I feel like
We love a mummy.
like I haven't seen the movie The Mummy in 20 years. We
Yeah.
should like go down a mummy.
I don't even know if I've really seen it, to be
I
honest.
feel like we would love it. You've been on the ride at Universal.
No, remember I didn't go on it?
You
'cause I was
didn't?
nauseous.
Oh my god, but you love
You guys sent me
theme
a
parks.
video saying we got stuck upside down.
We did get stuck, but not upside down.
God. Well, yeah, I feel like, duh, of course there's going to be curses. There's going to be repercussions for disturbing someone's resting place.
Mhm.
And then we've also covered like Egyptomania and we covered mummy unwrapping parties. And it's just so fucked up.
It never ends.
It never ends. And it's just people coming in thinking that they can do this. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to get into it. We have another one.
We're honeys for mummies.
Ooh, and remember honey mummies. Have you talked about that on here?
No, I did at the live show, obviously.
I know. Maybe you need to do an in-depth.
Oh my god, yes, next week.
The mellified
Next week, yep, mellified men.
honey mummies. Okay.
Yep, honey mummies, we're doing it.
Okay. We have another one, literally known as the unlucky mummy.
Oh my god.
The name is a little misleading because it's not an actual mummy, but the painted wood lid of a mummy case, which brings us to a new funerary term that we've never heard here called a mummy board. And a mummy board is typically
It's a goth charcuterie board.
Ooh, it's typically a flat or slightly curved wooden panel carved and painted to resemble the deceased.
Oh yeah.
So you've seen them.
We've seen them.
Yes. So the mummy board was believed to like protect the body and soul of the deceased during their journey to the afterlife and kind of acted as like a second skin for the person.
Okay.
Also, I do have to point out that being on camera makes so many things stand out and you become so much more self-aware. You know how you say I'm like a lobster, I talk with my hands. I talk with my hands.
I have
like
gay hand a lot
crazy.
of time.
You have gay hand a
I
lot?
have gay hand a lot, yeah.
Oh, lip wrist!
I do. I notice it sometimes. I'm like, damn. You got gay hands, man. I mean, these hands be doing gay shit, but yeah. I don't even know what I look like right now, honestly, because I can't see the monitor, and that's for the better.
That's for the better. I know. I was looking over there at one point, like talking to the camera over there. I don't know. Okay, so that's a mummy board. So
Okay.
the unlucky mummy board. I wrote in my notes, here's the unlucky mummy board, and I didn't put it. I'll post it though. You'll know what it looks like.
Okay.
Okay, but it's of a female and depicts her as being a high status, like high priestess.
Yes.
Leading many people to believe that this mummy board is actually of a high priestess named Amen Ra. There have been quite a few rumors and versions of this story. So basically, in the mid to late 1800s, 3, some people say 5 recently graduated students traveled to Egypt. Okay.
Okay.
They went to the excavation sites in what is now modern day Luxor.
Ugh, the Luxor Hotel in Vegas, haunted.
Oh, well, there you go.
Bloop.
But
It's
that
all
was
connected.
like excavation sites in
Yep.
Egypt. So they went there, they purchased this mummy board, which again is so fucked up to me. Like, imagine someone purchasing the coffin lid of your loved one. That's basically what it is. Right?
It's a wild. Remember, someone sold one on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, yeah. It was like customized.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wild.
it was wrapped. It was purple. I remember.
Well, allegedly, once those people purchased this mummy board, all hell broke loose. Okay.
What happened?
Well, one of the men had the mummy board delivered to the hotel where they were staying. And that same night, one of the men was last seen just walking into the desert, never seen again.
Okay, crazy.
Crazy. Then the next day, one of the other men accidentally shot off his own arm.
Wait, did you see the clip of that guy? He's on a podcast with another guy and he's sitting there and he shoots himself in the leg
What?
on accident. Hold on.
What?
No, I need to show you this right now. I'll let you get back to whatever you're talking about,
And you
honey.
can see it?
Yes.
got in life, those were your choices.
Play it again. Oh my God.
Choices we got in life, those were your choices. Who shot who? Somebody got shot? You good, Lo? I hope.
Who got shot?
Him.
He got shot and he's
He
sitting
was like
there?
adjusting the gun in his pocket and then shoots himself in the leg.
And he was just like in shock, I think.
I don't know why you would keep your safety off and just have your gun in your pocket like that, but
And have it all loaded.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, your gun's probably loaded if you're,
If it's in your pocket.
well, it shouldn't be in your pocket. It should be strapped.
Shouldn't be on a podcast.
Huh?
Shouldn't be on a podcast. Why do
I thought you meant right now, like, why are you bringing it? I'm like, we talk about things.
Oh,
I
imagine
don't know.
that's what did it.
That's where your line is. You're like,
Done.
nobody should be talking about that. So that doesn't make sense if you're like listening or whatever. But basically, this guy's sitting as a guest on a podcast and he accidentally shoots himself in the leg. And he's just like, oh. And then the other host you can hear is like, who shot who?
Scary.
Yeah, crazy.
God.
So a guy shot himself on accident. Is that what you were
Yes,
just saying?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes, yes. Yes. So a guy shoots
Don't
himself.
look at me crazy. Like,
Like,
what are you
what? What are we-
talking about?
I was talking about something else. Yeah, so he shoots himself, I guess, on accident, has to have his arm amputated. Then, when the other men returned home, one of them was notified that the bank where all of his money, his savings, everything had failed. I guess the bank, like,
Like went under?
mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
He lost everything and was left out on the streets to fend for himself. I read that he like sold matches to get by. Then in 1889, the unlucky mummy was finally donated to the British Museum in London to be displayed in their new Egyptian room and is currently on display even now. But there were moments throughout history where it did travel from the museum to like different museums, and it has a tie to the Titanic.
How?
Apparently, there is a huge rumor that it was aboard the Titanic when it sank and was the cause of it because it was being moved from the British Museum to New York for an exhibit.
Was it really on the Titanic?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like no
Proof.
Yeah,
I feel like we would
No.
know that because otherwise, where did it go?
I don't
It
know.
got turned into a mask. It was at the bottom of the ocean. Jim Carrey found it.
The mask.
Remember the mask?
Yes.
Cameron Diaz.
I love that movie.
Iconic.
Cameron Diaz never looked better in that movie. So
She's
good.
a babe in Charlie's Angels.
But the mask, she's the
Stunning.
stunning, truly stunning. Okay, then in 1907, a man named Bertram Fletcher Robinson passed away from peritonitis and enteric fever, which I guess is basically typhoid fever.
Okay.
However, his death has also been linked to the unlucky mummy. And in the late 18th and early 1900s, newspapers were reporting on the unlucky mummy and how it was like a malevolent force. And Bertram was a very popular journalist at the time and decided to investigate the mummy to potentially put out a big piece on it. And unfortunately, that's right when he died, was when he started researching it. And he was only 36 years old.
Could have died while researching this.
I know, but
you didn't.
But I didn't. But I did look through the newspaper archives to see, like, really how they were talking about the mummy.
Uh-huh.
And apparently they tried to have someone come and do an exorcism on whatever demonic force the mummy board had attached to it. So I want to read this from the Daily Mercury from November 1924. It says, "Evil spirit killed. Unlucky mummy."
Oh my God.
The evil spirit which haunted the famous unlucky mummy of the British Museum has now been killed. For some 3 years, its hateful influence, which it once cast upon anyone whom it thought antagonistic, has been destroyed. As far as can be determined, and many Egyptologists and spiritualists have made the relic a special study, not a single case of injury or bad luck has attended people who have approached it. The unlucky mummy is really only the mummy case lid of an unnamed priestess of the College of Amun-Ra. It stands in the long glass case on the left-hand side of the first Egyptian gallery. The lid is yellow with dark green wings and is noted for being the finest and freshest example in existence of art of the period. Its record in London was until recently as disastrous as its record in Egypt. Instance after instance have been vouched for by people who have made disparaging remarks about superstition before the mummy lid and have afterwards met with serious trouble. Photographers who tried to take a picture of the lid failed to obtain any result, or found on the plate a malignantly evil female face. One photographer slipped and broke his nose after such an attempt, and in arriving home found that his child had been met with a serious accident.
Oh no.
The Occult Review and daily newspapers have reported many such cases. A visitor to the museum who said, "What an ugly old hag," fell from his bicycle and broke his arm as he left.
Well, that's what you get.
That's what you fucking get. A woman who made a disparaging remark about the lid set herself on fire by accident the same evening and was so badly disfigured that she cannot yet leave her home. The lid was bought in 1864 by an Englishman. See, this has a different origin. There's so many different origin stories, but she's popular. She was talked about, and I guess you can still go see it today at the British Museum.
Next time we're at the British Museum, we're looking for her.
Next time we're there, we're going there. And then I have one more curse.
Okay.
Okay? And it's Dead Man's Chair.
Ooh.
You ever heard of this?
No.
Okay, so apparently this is one of England's most notorious haunted objects, and it's a chair.
Love.
So the story is really about a man named Thomas Bugsby. Thomas Bugsby was sort of a small-time criminal in the late 16 and early 1700s in North Yorkshire, England. He had sort of a reputation around town as being like a drunk and kind of an asshole. Anyway, he was in business with his father-in-law, Daniel Audi. They were like little schemers and scammers and had a counterfeit coin operation.
Cool.
They ran. Well, one night, Thomas and his father-in-law get into it. And some say it was about his wife, his father-in-law's daughter, and others say it was about the counterfeit coins. Either way, Thomas became enraged at his father-in-law, and later that night, Thomas bludgeoned his father-in-law to death. Bludgeoned him. In 702, Thomas was arrested, tried, and sentenced to death by hanging. He was hanged, and then he was gibbeted.
Oh.
And girly, you told us all about gibbets a while ago.
Yup.
His gibbet hung at San Hutton Crossroads, which is a little village in North Yorkshire. Right where his gibbet was hung was an inn. And there are conflicting stories about him being arrested there or him having his final drink there at the inn before the execution, because that inn had a pub. And either way, Thomas has ties to that inn specifically this chair that's there. I guess Thomas loved the inn because of the pub, and he had his favorite seat there. It was this specific chair.
Okay.
I guess Thomas cursed the chair before his death. And he said, like, anyone who dares to sit in this chair will be cursed and suddenly die. After his death, the inn was said to be haunted by his ghost. Weird happenings would go on, and I guess the news of this like spread around town and got everybody talking, and then kind of created this like rumor about this haunted ghost, and then they talked about his chair that he cursed. Okay. The inn actually ended up changing their name to the Bugsby Stoop Inn, and their logo has this like chair in it, and they even like hung a noose outside.
Oh my God.
I watched a BBC like little documentary on it, and they recalled some of the people affected by this curse. So apparently the chair sat in the corner of the pub, and only 5 people have like dared to sit in it, and all of them have died. In 1967, a couple came in for a drink. The husband sat in the chair. They left and hit a telephone pole, and the husband died.
Oh my God.
Then in 1970, a man who was a construction worker came in for a drink and was laughing at the legend and mocking it and didn't believe in it, and he sat in Thomas's chair. A few hours later, he was back on the job, and he fell from a scaffolding, broke his neck, and died.
Oh my God.
Other stories involve like a cleaning lady was cleaning the pub and like tripped and like fell on the chair and like sat in it, and later she died of like a brain tumor or a brain aneurysm. But the one that is most documented is, I guess, like Royal Air Force men in the 1960s came in and had a couple drinks, sat in the cursed chair, and a few hours later drove home and died in a car accident.
Shit.
But another story was about a delivery man who came in to take a break, sat unknowingly in the cursed chair, and a few hours later died in a car crash as well. But I guess by that time,
Get rid of the chair.
Okay, by that time, the owner had moved it like either in the back or like downstairs, like in the basement, like where they would get deliveries. And so it was there, and the guy delivering it, I guess, like sat in it, like, ugh, I need a fucking break.
Little
Sat
did
in
he
it.
know.
Little did he know. So all of that happened, and then for a little while, they hung it up on a wall so that nobody could sit on it. And then in 1978, the landlord of the pub was like, and the inn was like, I need to get fucking rid of this chair, and donated it to the Thirsk Museum, where it's still at today. So there you have it.
Damn.
There's some curses, man.
Wild. Beware the chair.
Beware of the chair and beware of the unlucky mummy.
Yeah. Crazy.
I know.
Very interesting.
Some curses, some urban legends.
Okay. Well, we're going to avoid those.
We're going to avoid those. No more curses for 25.
Yes. And we're going to avoid all of you right now. One more time while we take a quick break. And when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning into my coffin this week.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back.
And we're back. Spencer, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
I am so excited about my coffin spinner this week because we've got lore, we've got horror, and baby, it'll leave you wanting more.
Okay.
Okay, so I decided to do a deep dive, pun intended, on the superstition known as Davy Jones's locker.
Oh,
Do you know anything about
I
this?
don't, and I've always heard about it.
Yes. Okay. Same. And I'm so fucking excited. This is sick. And actually, I feel like our coffin spinners go together really well this week because it's kind of cursed.
Oh, I can't hear it. I can't. I can't. I hate your intro. I can't hear it.
Oh my God. Were you feeling a type of way after I said that?
No, bitch.
Put that on the record. Put that on the record. Hate speech. She called me a fag. Okay. I'd heard of Davy Jones's locker, but I never knew anything about it. Like,
Yeah.
I knew it kind of had to do with like I don't know. Like, I remember Pirates of the Caribbean. They have Davy Jones, but I never knew about like the origin or
Or like
origins.
the monkeys. Davy Jones?
Yes. Okay. So that will come up. There's several different Inception stories, and we're going to talk about all of them today. And also, forgive me, I don't know how cohesive this is because as somebody without electricity the past couple days, I wrote this all on my iPhone. I did all my research.
What?
Yeah.
Was that really hard?
It's so hard. I typed so much
Could have come here.
Also, I don't know. Well, I went to the gym and then I was like, okay, but I don't know. I just ended up writing it all on my phone.
Yeah.
Geoffs, if you don't know this about me already, I am not a texting person. So I'm not a typing person on my phone. So this took me a very long time. And that's all I wrote. Just kidding. Imagine.
And that's that.
It took me 2 hours.
We're going to hear another
charging my phone in my car.
talk.
Okay. So, like I said, there's a lot of different origin stories here. And no matter the origin story that you go with, when you hear the term Davy Jones's locker, it usually always ties to the sea, right? The deepest parts of the ocean.
I didn't know that.
The
Okay.
oceanic abyss, if you will.
The abyss. Okay.
The name Davy Jones's locker has been primarily used as a metaphor, actually, for the final resting place of drowned sailors. It's also been used as a euphemism for shipwrecks, like, oh, it went down to Davy Jones's locker.
Oh, shit. I never knew any of that. Okay.
Some say that Davy Jones is actually the name of, it's like another name for Satan. It's like the devil of the ocean. And others think of Davy Jones more as like a spiritual entity who traps the souls of those who are traveling the high seas.
Oh, wow. I always thought of Davy. I was like, oh, that's like a Huckleberry Finn.
No. Well, in a sense of the word, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a name. Others choose to believe that Davy Jones, that it may be a biblical reference to Jonah, who in the Bible was swallowed by the whale.
Okay.
You know that story?
Yeah.
Others believe that he's kind of like a ferryman. Remember we talked about Sharon's boat?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that kind of idea. Like he's the ferryman that takes people to the afterlife. So if like a sailor drowns or whatever, he's the one guiding them into the afterlife. The term first came to light. You're kidding.
You just hit that with your ring.
My ring, and it broke my screen.
You're fucking lying.
You want to talk about...
You're lying.
You want to talk about cursed?
Yo!
Go show them. Go show them my screen. I take it back. 2025 is cursed, you guys. My computer screen literally just broke.
Can you refresh your notes on your phone?
It's not working. How did that even happen? Barely tapped it.
What is that ring made out of?
Okay, Geoffs. So let's talk about what's going on right now. I tapped my computer. Like, I'm wearing these rings, obviously. I tapped the top of this MacBook.
You have the worst luck with a MacBook.
I do. They break so easily on me. Tapped it. My whole screen
Just
shattered
done,
black.
broken.
So my computer just shattered. My iPad has miraculously updated after postmating a cord to try and connect my other computer to the TV.
An hour later.
I took off that ring. I'm not allowed to wear it
Cursed
anymore.
ring.
Okay. He's like a ferryman. That's where I left off.
Yes.
Okay. The term first came to light in 1726 when an English novelist named Daniel Defoe referenced the term in this novel that he wrote called The 4 Years' Voyages of Captain George Roberts. And in a quote from the novel, he says, some of Leo's company said they would look out some things and give me along with me when I was going away. But Russell told them they should not, for he would toss them all into Davy Jones's locker if they did. And so that was in 1726. This same Davy Jones, according to sailors, is the fiend that presides over all the evil spirits of the deep and is often seen in various shapes, perching among the rigging on the eve of hurricanes, shipwrecks, and other disasters to which seafaring life is exposed, warning the devoted wretch of death and woe. In the story, Jones is described as having saucer eyes, 3 rows of teeth, horns, a tail, and blue smoke coming out of his nostrils.
Oh my God.
And that's kind of like the character that's depicted in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
Some theorists have suggested that the name is in reference to Saint David, who was a Welsh saint And he had a pretty interesting backstory. So he was born in the year 500, and it's believed he was the grandson of Saradig ap Cuneta, the king of Ceredigion.
Okay.
Or Ceredigion. Sorry if I butchered any of that. But the story goes that his mom, Saint Non, gave birth to him on a cliff top during a fierce storm. According to visitwales.com, St. David became a renowned preacher, founding monastic settlements and churches in Wales, Brittany, and southwest England, including possibly the Abbey at Glastonbury. St. David reputedly made a pilgrimage to Jerusalem, from which he brought back a stone that now sits in an altar at St. David's Cathedral, built on the site of his original monastery. St. David and his monks followed a simple, austere life. They plowed the fields by hand rather than using oxen and refrained from eating meat or drinking beer. St. David himself was reputed to have consumed only leeks and water, which is perhaps why the leek became a national symbol of Wales.
Oh.
The more you know. He died on March 1st, St. David's Day, in 589 and was buried at the site of St. David's Cathedral, where his shrine was a popular place of pilgrimage throughout the Middle Ages. His last words to his followers came from a sermon he gave on the previous Sunday. Be joyful, keep the faith, and do the little things that you have heard and seen me do.
Oh.
Enough of that. Okay, I want to talk about another origin story, and it's fucking wild, Madison. The story goes that there was this bar in London, a pub.
Okay.
And the owner was secretly a monster. Not like a monster with tentacles coming out of his head, but like a real just bad guy.
Yeah.
So in this story, this pub owner has a secret stash of alcohol that's in a secret locker, and that the alcohol has been laced with a powerful drug, powerful enough to knock out whoever drank it. After drugging the patron, he would kidnap them and give them to sailors or pirates to use them as slaves for labor aboard the pirate ships. There's different variations of this story. Some say that he actually had a locker where he kept the victims tied up and then would bring them to the ships. Others say that his pub went bankrupt, and that's what led to him kidnapping all of these people, like all of the patrons, and then stealing a ship and taking off to sea to become a pirate himself.
Damn. Okay.
According to Owlcation, in some stories, Davy Jones is the captain of the Flying Dutchman. Have you heard of the Flying Dutchman?
Love at In and Out.
Yeah. The Flying Dutchman was supposedly a ghost ship that wandered the seas forever because it could not make port. The story goes that Jones hailed out to the sky on a trip from Holland to Batavia. Legend quotes him as saying, "God or devil, I will sail around the Cape, even if it means sailing towards our last judgment." And then the devil, sure as shit, took control of the ship.
Of course.
And as a price, the ship had to sail the seas forever with the dead crew working for eternity without saying a word ever again. And that is my nightmare. Put us on a ship for eternity. We'll do it. Okay, we will. But if we could not talk,
Oh, that's crazy.
that is torture.
Keeping everything to myself, I can't do it.
Well, yeah. And so there's two other examples I want to share. So in the 1930s, there was this cartoon called The Haunted Ship. And Davy Jones is like a skeleton living wearing a pirate hat,
Oh,
which I
cute.
love.
Okay.
The phrase has also often been referenced comedically in the animated television series SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh. Oh.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? I guess the show has the ghost of the Flying Dutchman, and Davy Jones's locker has made occasional appearances in the cartoon as a literal gym locker used to contain soles and socks. And in one episode, they feature Davy Jones from the Monkees, who claims that he owns the locker.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about Davy Jones's locker.
Well, thank you.
But I just love... I remember I took a class in community college on the 7 layers of hell. It was called the 7 layers of hell, and it was about how different religions view hell. I'm sure I've talked about it before on the show because it was like my favorite class I ever took. I think just like learning about the philosophy behind Davy Jones's locker, that it's like not only are some saying Davy Jones is a person, not only are some saying it's like a physical locker where he kept people or kept this poisoned alcohol, but then it's also a euphemism for like a burial place at the bottom of the sea. And it represents just so many different things. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. I like that we have, I love a term.
When
I love that we have like, okay, that's for burial.
Yeah. I ended up buying a book about pirates. after reading this.
Oh,
Because, or after
you like
researching
pirates.
this.
You were telling me
do.
about Blackbeard. I think you've talked about it on this show, but I never knew who Blackbeard was.
Uh-huh.
You gave us the rundown.
When I was little, I really loved pirates.
Okay.
And I was like, I bet I would like to read a book about pirates.
Yeah.
Because I do think pirates are very fascinating.
Yeah,
And
very.
I like, because it's one of those things, almost like I think pirates are kind of like vampires, where it's like this lore and you hear this thing, you hear so much about them, but then, and there's so many stories about famous ones, like Dracula or whatever, but then it's real. Like these are real.
Well, yeah, there's still pirates
people.
today,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know.
See, I never got into pirates because I don't fuck with the ocean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't really either, but I love pirates.
Love a pirate.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Here on Obituary, we're actively against piracy.
Yeah, pirating.
Pirate, booty. No, we're for the booty.
I did when I was still doing
You did a
makeup.
pirate.
No, when I was still doing makeup, I did a photo shoot I did makeup on a photo shoot for a fragrance called Pirate or something. It was beautiful.
Was it?
Yeah.
Cool.
We were at Pelican Hill. It was great.
Oh my God, beautiful. And that's that.
And that's that.
Could that be our new symbol with the Geoffs? No, I was doing the R. Okay, moving on. Obituaries.
Moving on.
Quit slamming your iPad. Have you learned nothing?
I know. I have a death notice from 1905,
Okay.
and it's from the Times Record, and it says, "Cursed husband and his family."
Oh, she's going with that curse theme today, baby.
Kalamazoo, August 28th. Mrs. Bernice McCarthy, age 29, wife of a farmer living near here, was found dead near the McCarthy farmhouse. On a table in the house was a note, supposed to be in Mrs. McCarthy's handwriting, saying that she could not live at home and had determined to end all of her troubles. "As for my husband," the note continues, "I hope that my curse will follow him and his family to all eternity." The woman had trouble with her husband and left him a week ago.
Damn. That's one.
Yeah, but you know what I always think fishy? What if it was a setup
Oh,
and her husband did it?
could be.
Could be. It's 1905.
Cursed.
Cursed. And who do you got?
I got Michael Bauman.
Okay.
And this one, actually, someone sent it to us. Actually, I think a few people sent it to us.
Okay.
This was an obituary that the Sun also posted on Reddit.
Okay.
And he wrote, "My dad's obituary. Michael Bauman, September 27th, 1957 to January 5th, 2025. Michael Guy Bauman was born in California on September 27th, 1957, and passed away in the early morning of January 5th, 2025, at the age of 67 at the Iowa Veterans Home in Marshalltown, Iowa. To those who met him, Michael seemed larger than life. He was a charismatic man who worked hard as a truck driver for Colonial Bread, based out of Des Moines, and was known for bringing home bread for his family and community. He made a name for himself as a generous figure, offering a helping hand to those down on their luck. At Christmas, he delighted in giving out $100 bills, and he often opened his home to women and children who needed a place to stay. He could make anyone feel like the only person in the room, and he appeared to be a pillar of every community he joined. His faith, his values, his acts of kindness painted a picture of a man dedicated to family, generosity, and virtue. But to truly know Michael was to see past the image. Behind his outward kindness lay a more troubling reality. His generosity often came with strings attached, carefully extended to those he could manipulate. While he ensured his home was open to others, it was not always a safe haven. His outward image of family values masked internal abuse. His acts of charity became tools to attract vulnerable women and girls into his sphere of influence. His faith served as a shield, obscuring truth with dogma and enabling harm under the guise of virtue. Michael's victims, many of whom were the most vulnerable in his community, bore the hidden hidden cost of his dual life. Michael admitted to the most heinous wrongdoings towards a few neighborhood girls, revealing a side of himself that he worked hard to conceal. While he did not harm every child he met, he was always searching for his next target. Michael will be remembered differently by those he encountered, some as a generous and charismatic man, and others as a perpetrator whose actions left lasting scars. His surviving children, friends, and especially his victims carry the complex legacy of his life. In his final years, he asked for forgiveness, and it was given to him. May he rest in peace.
Too little, too late.
In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to RAIN, the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, to support survivors and raise awareness. This obituary was written and provided by Michael's family. Anderson Funeral Homes of Marshalltown has been entrusted with the arrangements. Online condolences may be sent to andersonfhs.com.
Wow. That is heavy.
Heavy, but I think it's incredible.
I appreciate that his family was real.
They took accountability for it by not just washing over who he was, and it really leads to like, okay, it shows like the duality that was there. Like,
Totally.
yes, he was this kind, generous, like over the, like just this great guy,
$100 bills.
pillar of the community. But also, this is also who he was, because it's telling the truth. It's saying, yeah, he was super generous and he was like this and he was like that. But also, here's what he was like too.
I think of John Wayne Gacy. Like, that's what I picture.
Yeah. I mean, hats off to the fucking family for doing that.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Wow.
Yeah. So cool.
Oh, man. Well,
He sounds like a dumbass criminal to me if I've ever heard one.
yes.
And that means it's time because we have spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our obituary.
We have broken computers.
Almost broke down in tears.
We've had chainsaws outside.
We've had mufflers that sound like flatulence.
We've had no electricity for days.
We've had barking dogs.
We've hauled equipment. Just everything you can
God.
imagine. And that means it's time for some dumb
Ass criminals.
Let's fucking get through this.
Okay, let's do it. All right, here we go, everybody. We have this is actually from December 31st of 2024. This is from KEZIABC.com. Eugene man faces charges for allegedly making dozens of improper 911 calls.
What did he call? Remember that lady called? She's like, "Can you open a beer for me?"
Yeah. So this guy, this Eugene man, is accused of calling 911 more than 24 times to allegedly report everything from his political stance to time travel, and that his blanket smells like murder, according to court records.
His blanket smells like murder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Court documents show that Basil Clow, 52, was charged on December 30th with 5 counts of improper uses of an emergency reporting system. Clow also reported to dispatchers that emergency responders are murderers and that he was sexually assaulted by aliens, according to court records. Court filings show that Clow was warned each time that the proper use of 911 and that he could be arrested if he continued to call. Police did eventually respond to the man's Quaker Street home to arrest him, but he refused to come outside. Court filings show that a search warrant was obtained for officers to go inside Clow's home and arrest him. On the day the warrant was issued, Clow had allegedly called 911 6 more times. And
do we have a mugshot for him?
We don't have a mugshot.
Yeah, well, I got a mugshot for you.
Okay.
I got this gal.
Oh, she looks like she's had it.
She is in trouble. And this happened on January 6th, 2025. So we got a fresh one. It is a Florida woman story.
You know how I feel about Jan 6.
The worst day of her life. Okay, this is from Bay County, Florida. And this girl, 41-year-old Octavia Wells, on December 31st, New Year's Eve, she texted who she thought was her dealer trying to purchase fentanyl.
Oh, God. Okay.
And instead, she texted a narcotics investigator with the Bay County Sheriff's Office.
What the fuck? What kind of, how?
Well, according to the sheriff's office, the investigator began communicating with Octavia after getting the accidental text in an undercover capacity.
No
setting
way.
up the sale of fentanyl. She went to a gas station to meet the man she thought was a dealer, and instead, she met several investigators of the Special Investigations Division.
Dude.
She was arrested and charged with the unlawful use of a two-way communication device, which I've never heard
What is
it
that?
described as that.
Walkie-talkie?
Phones.
Oh, phone. Oh.
unlawful two-way communication device, possession of drug paraphernalia, and driving while license suspended / revoked with knowledge she knew what she was doing.
What kind of like divine, like
Probably
what?
saved her life.
I know. That's crazy.
It's crazy that people buy fentanyl.
I know.
Crazy.
I know.
God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy.
Yeah.
You guys, it's been
It's been a time.
It's been a time. We've had a time. Now it's time to unwind. And also, we did Postmates food while we were waiting for my computer piece to get here, and I'm staring at it. I want to finish it so bad.
Yes.
So we're going to go. But hey, if you like us, you can buy our book, Obituary, the Big Hot Book of Death.
Oh my gosh, please. It's such a good little gift.
Oh, it's a New York Times bestseller.
We love it so much. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you already know our YouTube. But if you're listening, go and see us on video.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/obituary podcast. And then you can literally find everything else on obituarypodcast.com.
There you go. And we'll be back next week with some more coffin spinners
Obituaries
and dumb
as
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.